Dear students, today we will discuss some more chemical properties of alcohols and phenols. Okay, here in continuation, we will see the dehydrogenation. Dehydrogenation. Dehydrogenation means removal of hydrogen. Removal of hydrogen we called as dehydrogenation. Okay, removal of hydrogen also called as oxidation. Okay, it also belongs to the oxidation reaction. Today we will discuss dehydrogenation and oxidation, chemical properties of alcohols, and along with that, okay, chemical properties of phenols. Dehydrogenation, removal of hydrogen we called as dehydrogenation. Okay, here dehydrogenation reaction can be done in the presence of copper at 573 Kelvin temperature. Copper at 573 Kelvin temperature. Okay, the dehydrogenation of primary alcohols. This is the primary alcohol. The dehydrogenation of primary alcohol means hydrogen, remove hydrogen from oxygen, one more hydrogen from carbon. Okay, here we are removing hydrogen molecule in the presence of copper at 573 Kelvin temperature. Forms RCHO. That means aldehydes. The dehydrogenation of primary alcohols gives aldehydes. Okay, what about the secondary alcohol? This is the secondary alcohol. Okay, here this is the secondary alcohol. The dehydrogenation of secondary alcohol, that means remove one hydrogen from carbon, one hydrogen from oxygen. In the presence of copper at 573 Kelvin temperature, it loses hydrogen. What happened? Hydrogen removes carbon, C double bond O R, or C double bond O R means ketones. That means the dehydrogenation of secondary alcohols gives ketones. And here, take the tertiary alcohol. Okay, here I am taking CH3 for our convenience. There is no, this is the tertiary alcohol. There is no hydrogen on tertiary carbon, but we have the hydrogen at oxygen. Okay, here dehydrogenation reaction not takes place. Instead of dehydrogenation, okay, in the presence of copper at 573 Kelvin, it involves in dehydration reaction like this. CH3 may be written like this, CH2H. Okay, it involves in dehydration reaction. H2O, it involves in dehydration. Forms tertiary butene or C double bond CH2 R. This we called as tertiary butene. That means the dehydrogenation of primary alcohol gives aldehydes, secondary alcohol gives ketones, tertiary alcohols, okay, does not undergo dehydrogenation. Just lack of hydrogen on tertiary carbon atom. Lack of hydrogen on tertiary carbon atom. Instead of dehydrogenation, tertiary alcohols involves in dehydration and forms alkenes. This reaction, dehydrogenation reaction, used for the distinguishing of primary, secondary, tertiary alcohol. Primary alcohol gives aldehydes, secondary alcohol gives ketones, tertiary alcohol does not involve in dehydrogenation. Instead of dehydrogenation, these are involved in dehydration. This is about the dehydrogenation of alcohols. Then in continuation we'll see the oxidation of alcohols. Here in our chemistry, in organic chemistry, so many oxidizing reagents are there. Mild oxidizing reagents are there, strong oxidizing reagents are there. Okay, metal oxidizing reagents, that means potassium dichromate, potassium permanganate, potassium dichromate, potassium permanganate, all those are acts as a strong oxidizing agent. Chromium trioxide and PCC means pyridinium chlorochromate. PCC and chromium trioxide, these two acts as a mild oxidizing agent. Okay, oxidation. Oxidation in the presence of strong oxidizing agent, oxidation in the presence of weak mild oxidizing agent. Okay, first, presence of strong oxidizing agents. What are the strong oxidizing agents? Potassium permanganate, potassium dichromate, so many are there. Okay, mild, we'll see in continuation mild oxidation. Okay, here take the primary alcohol. Primary alcohol first undergoes oxidation in the presence of strong oxidizing agents. Strong oxidizing agent means KMnO4, K2Cr2O7, like so many are there. Okay, in presence of strong oxidizing agent. Okay, first it loses hydrogen. Loss of hydrogen is also called as oxidation. What happened? RCHO, aldehydes are formed. Aldehydes. Instead of strong oxidizing agent, aldehydes are also converting into, it undergoes further oxidation and finally forms carboxylic acids. Addition of oxygen also called as oxidation. Addition of oxygen also called as oxidation. That means the oxidation of primary alcohol gives carboxylic acid in the presence of strong oxidizing agent. Here one small hint is there. Here 2 carbon containing primary alcohol forms 2 carbon containing carboxylic acid. 2 carbon containing primary alcohol forms 2 carbon containing carboxylic acid. For example, if secondary alcohol involves in oxidation in the presence of strong oxidizing agent. Okay, in the presence of strong oxidizing agent. First it loses the hydrogen. It loses hydrogen. Loss of hydrogen also called as oxidation. What happened? R, C double bond O, R. Ketones were formed. That means, in presence of strong oxidizing agent, first ketones were formed. In further oxidation of ketones, these are also involved in further. In NCERT book we have only up to ketones, but in advanced level, when ketones involves in further oxidation, these gives carboxylic acid by the releasing of carbon dioxide molecule. What is the difference between oxidation of primary alcohol, oxidation of secondary alcohol in the presence of strong oxidizing agent? In primary alcohol, 2 carbon containing primary alcohol gives 2 carbon containing carboxylic acid. While secondary alcohol involves in oxidation in presence of strong oxidizing agent, initially gives ketone, finally gives carboxylic acid with one less carbon atom, with 1 carbon less than reactants. That means here we have the 3 carbon atom. 1, 2, 3. In products, okay, carboxylic acid form with 2 carbon atoms. Here 3 carbon atoms, here 2 carbon atoms. That is the difference between, okay, oxidation of primary alcohols and secondary alcohols. Oxidation of primary alcohols and secondary alcohol in the presence of strong oxidizing agent. Tertiary alcohols does not. So this is also used for the, this test also used for the oxidation, also used for the identification of primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols. Oxidation of primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols. Suppose for example, in presence of, you take primary alcohol, you take chromium trioxide, CrO3. It is a mild oxidizing agent. Then we will see the presence of mild oxidizing agent. Chromium trioxide and PCC. We will see in continuation PCC. What is PCC? Chromium trioxide is mild oxidizing agent. Okay, it loses only hydrogen and forms aldehydes. No further oxidation. Okay, in presence of chromium trioxide forms aldehyde. No further oxidation. Suppose for example, you take any, okay, different aldehyde, different primary alcohol. This is the one unsaturated primary alcohol. Unsaturated primary alcohol. Take any primary alcohol. Okay, it reacts with PCC. PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate. Pyridinium chlorochromate. Pyridinium chlorochromate. It is a mild oxidizing agent. It is a mild oxidizing agent. It is prepared. It is prepared by using pyridine, chromium trioxide and hydrochloric acid. It is prepared by using pyridine, chromium trioxide and hydrochloric acid. It is a mild oxidizing agent. In presence of PCC also, it undergoes dehydrogenation, okay, and forms unsaturated aldehydes. See, this group only undergoes oxidation, not other. This is the difference between strong oxidizing agent and mild oxidizing agent. These two are the mild. These two reactions are observed mild oxidation, and here these two reactions are observed in some strong. Okay, secondary and tertiary does not undergo oxidation in the presence of mild oxidizing agents. Okay, this oxidation reaction used for the, okay, identification of primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols. Tertiary alcohol does not undergo oxidation. Instead of oxidation, it undergoes dehydration. I showed that reaction into the dehydrogenation. This is about the oxidation. These are the chemical properties of alcohols. Then in continuation, we'll see the chemical properties of phenols. Okay, this is important one. Okay, in NCERT we have some chemical properties. We'll discuss those important chemical properties. Chemical properties of phenols. Chemical properties of phenols. Okay, here we have the so many chemical properties are there, but we have some important chemical properties in NCERT text. Those are, one is electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay, electrophilic substitution reaction, Riemann-Tiemann reaction, Kolbe-Schmidt reaction, reaction with zinc. Okay, here reaction with zinc and oxidation. 5 important chemical properties are there. Here we discuss those important chemical properties. Okay, chemical properties of phenol. Chemical properties of phenol. Okay, here first reaction with zinc. When phenol is a phenol reaction with zinc, what happened here? Oxygen and here zinc loses in the form of zinc oxide, forms the benzene. forms the benzene. That means when reduction of phenol in the presence of zinc gives benzene. This is the one important preparation of the benzene. Okay, next, second one, oxidation. Oxidation of phenol. Here I am taking phenol. Oxidation of phenol. In the presence of sodium dichromate, Na2Cr2O7. Sodium dichromate, concentrate sulfuric acid. Sodium dichromate, concentrate sulfuric acid forms benzoquinone. This one, 1,4. Okay, here at first position, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, fourth position. At first position and fourth position, oxygen is there. Oxygens are there. So we call 1,4 benzoquinone. That means the oxidation of phenol in the presence of sodium dichromate and concentrate sulfuric acid forms 1,4 benzoquinone. We simply called as a quinone. This is about the oxidation reaction of phenol and reaction with zinc. Next, in continuation, we'll see some more chemical properties. Kolbe-Schmidt reaction. Okay, here Kolbe reaction is there in NCERT text. Okay, in another way we have one more reaction, Kolbe-Schmidt. Okay, here we are discussing both Kolbe and Kolbe-Schmidt. Okay, Kolbe reaction. What is the Kolbe reaction? When phenol reacts with carbon dioxide. When phenol reacts with carbon dioxide. Okay, in the presence of alcoholic potassium hydroxide. Okay, potassium hydroxide, H plus ion. Okay, at 120 to 140 degrees centigrade, 6 to 8 atmosphere pressure. These are the conditions. What happens? We'll get salicylic acid. This is also called as orthohydroxybenzoic acid. When phenol reacts with carbon dioxide in presence of potassium hydroxide, H plus ion, and here 120 to 140 degrees centigrade temperature, 6 to 8 atmosphere pressure. Okay, we'll get salicylic acid. This is called Kolbe's reaction. What is Kolbe-Schmidt reaction? Schmidt reaction. Same reaction, but along with the salicylic acid, we will get the orthohydroxybenzoic acid. Same reaction. When phenol reacts with carbon dioxide under same conditions, forms orthohydroxybenzoic acid. This is orthohydroxybenzoic acid. Orthohydroxybenzoic acid. Along with the orthohydroxybenzoic acid, we got para-hydroxybenzoic acid. Orthohydroxybenzoic acid and para-hydroxybenzoic acid. Both compounds are formed. This reaction we called as Kolbe-Schmidt reaction. If only one salicylic acid was formed, that reaction we called as Kolbe's reaction. What is the Kolbe's reaction? When phenol reacts with carbon dioxide in presence of acid, potassium hydroxide, 120 to 140 degrees centigrade temperature, 6 to 8 atmosphere pressure, forms salicylic acid. This is called as coal-base reaction. In continuation, we have one more chemical reaction. Okay, that is Reaumur-Thiemann reaction. Reaumur-Thiemann reaction. Reaumur-Thiemann reaction. What is the Reaumur-Thiemann reaction? Okay, here when phenol reacts with chloroform, potassium hydroxide, alcoholic potassium hydroxide forms orthohydroxybenzaldehyde and terahydroxybenzaldehyde. We called as Reaumur-Thiemann reaction. When phenol reacts with chloroform in presence of alcoholic potassium hydroxide, forms salicylaldehyde. It is also called orthohydroxybenzaldehyde and terahydroxybenzaldehyde. Okay, it is called Reaumur-Thiemann reaction. Okay, Reaumur and Thiemann reaction. What is that? When phenol reacts with chloroform, okay, in presence of alcoholic potassium hydroxide, first we will get intermediate compound CHCl2. This intermediate compound undergoes hydrolysis. And forms this unstable product. This unstable product undergoes, by heating, this unstable product undergoes what? Dehydration, loss of water molecule, H2O, loss of water molecule, and forms orthohydroxybenzaldehyde or salicylaldehyde. Okay, this is the one of the electrophilic substitution reaction. Electrophilic substitution reaction. In this electrophilic substitution reaction, electrophile is neutral electrophile, that is dichlorocarbene. Neutral electrophile is dichlorocarbene. This dichlorocarbene attacks at ortho position. If it attacks at ortho position, we will get orthohydroxybenzaldehyde. If it attacks at para position, we will get the parahydroxybenzaldehyde. This is the Reaumur-Thiemann reaction. Okay, next in continuation, we will have one more chemical property. We will have one more chemical property that is electrophilic substitution reaction. Electrophilic substitution reaction on phenol. Electrophilic substitution reaction on phenol. We have two important electrophilic substitution reactions on phenol. One is nitration and other one is the halogenation. Okay, one is nitration. First, we will see the electrophilic substitution reaction. Phenol, in phenol, OH group is the monosubstance. This monosubstance is electron donating group, ring activating group, ortho-para-directing group. Okay, that means it increases the electron density at ortho position and para position. That means if it involves in electrophilic substitution reaction, the incoming electrophile attack at ortho and para position. Okay, here EPSR, electrophilic substitution reactions of phenol. Okay, here when discuss about the phenol, here OH group is there. This OH group is ortho-para-directing group, ring activating group, electron donating group. In presence of OH group at ortho position or para position, electron density was increased. Electron density was increased. So next, incoming electrophile attacked at either ortho position nor para position. Either at ortho position or para position. Okay, here we'll see the one important chemical reaction, nitration. Okay, when phenol reacts with dilute nitric acid, forms orthonitrophenol. That means NO2. It gives NO2 plus electrophile. This electrophile attacked at ortho position, so we called as orthonitrophenol. Forms orthonitrophenol along with the para-nitrophenol. Orthonitrophenol and para-nitrophenol. Here, para-nitrophenol is more stable product than orthonitrophenol. Why it is more stable? Due to the symmetry. These groups, the groups which are present on benzene, okay, arranged in symmetrical manner. So, para-nitrophenol is more stable than orthonitrophenol. And one more thing, orthonitrophenol is volatile liquid. This is volatile liquid, but it is not volatile. What is the reason? Orthonitrophenol involves in intramolecular hydrogen bonding, like this. This is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Due to the intramolecular hydrogen bonding, it is a volatile liquid. It is not volatile liquid, and the boiling point of para-nitrophenol is more than the orthonitrophenol. Due to it involves in intermolecular hydrogen bonding. It involves in here OH. Okay. It involves in intermolecular hydrogen bonding. It involves in intermolecular hydrogen bonding like this. Okay, here we have hydrogen bonding between these two. Then we are hydrogen bonding between OH and NO2 and OH2. This is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding, para-nitrophenol is not volatile and having more boiling point than orthonitrophenol. Orthonitrophenol is volatile liquid. Okay, this is about the nitration in the presence of dilute nitric acid. Nitration in the presence of concentrate nitric acid. Concentrate nitric acid forms trinitrophenol. In the presence of concentrate nitric acid, forms trinitrophenol. We called T and P. Trinitrophenol also called as picric acid. In presence of phenol reacts with concentrate nitric acid, forms trinitrophenol. NO2 2,4,6 trinitrophenol. Picric acid, we called as picric acid. 2,4,6 trinitrophenol of picric acid. Okay, this compound was formed when it reacts with the concentrate nitric acid. And this trinitrophenol or picric acid also prepared by using one more reaction when phenol reacts with concentrate sulfuric acid at a high temperature, forms disulfonic acid product. 2,4-disulfonic acid phenol. 2,4-disulfonic acid phenol. Okay, disulfonic acid product was formed when it reacts with concentrate nitric acid. Forms TNP, trinitrophenol. Trinitrophenol. This is about the reaction, electrophilic substitution reaction of one electrophilic substitution reaction of phenol, that is nitration. Okay, in continuation we'll see the halogenation. 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 That means substitution of halogen or introduction of halogen on benzene or phenol. Halogenation. Halogenation. Okay, in most of the cases here we are using bromination. When phenol, okay, here two types of halogenations are there. One is halogenation in the presence of low polar solvent and in the presence of Lewis acid. Halogenation in the presence of polar solvent. Okay, first we will see the halogenation, that means bromination on phenol in the presence of low polar solvents. Low polar solvent means carbon disulfide, chloroform. Carbon disulfide or chloroform. Forms orthobromophenol. Forms orthobromophenol and para-bromophenol. This is para-bromo. Orthobromophenol and para-bromophenol were formed. Para-bromophenol more stable than orthobromophenol due to the symmetry. Okay, our OH group and Br both groups are arranged on arranged on benzene in symmetrical manner, so that is more stable. Okay, para-bromophenol more stable. Okay, in presence of low polar solvents. Low polar solvents. Okay, this electrophilic substitution reaction takes place in presence of Lewis acid. Lewis acid means ferric bromide, iron, ferric bromide and iron also acts as a here reagent here. Okay, when phenol reacts with bromine water. Water is more polar solvent. It is a polar solvent, high polar solvent. High polar solvent. Water is high polar solvent. In presence of high polar solvent, okay, here we'll get the 2,4,6-tribromophenol. Here bromine, here bromine, here bromine. This we called as 2,4,6-tribromo. 2,4,6-tribromo-phenol, and this is white color precipitate. White color precipitate. Okay, this is about the one more electrophilic substitution reaction on phenol. These two are important chemical electrophilic substitution reactions of phenol, and these are the important chemical properties of phenol. Next in continuation we will see the ethers, and two important ethyl alcohol and methyl alcohol is there. We will see in continuation those along with the ethers. Okay, we will see in next class. Thank you.